everyone, welcome to my next episode of Wine and Food Pairing, the first for February 2021. First, can I get a cheer for dry January being officially over? Yes! It was very easy to do, if I'm honest. It was just so boring. So bored of lockdown. So bored. Just bored. Bored of my four walls. Bored of lockdown and dry January. It was probably not a good time to do dry January when there's a full lockdown in the UK and you can only leave to go grocery shopping and have one piece of exercise a day. So, oh well, it's done, it's over, and we are in the month of February now. So we're going to do tastings for Pol Roger 2012 vintage. And I'm really excited about this. We were supposed to do it for Christmas. We were going to have it, but everybody in my household fell ill, and I thought it would have been really greedy of me to drink the bottle by myself, even though I probably could have, because champagne is like one of my favorite drinks to have. On that, one thing I'd say about champagne, before I started learning about wine and starting to do wine tastings and all those sorts of things related to wine, I used to always just go to my supermarket and I used to just go straight for like these wines I liked and champagnes, and usually it'd be a Veuve Clicquot or a Moet. And if I was ever going traveling alone for whatever reason, the thing I would love to do, first of all, pause. I said that word. It feels imaginary and fictitious. Travel. Do you remember when we could do that? Be still my beating heart. It'll happen again soon. Anyway, when I used to travel and I'd go to the airport on my own and have whatever holiday I was doing, my favorite thing to do, it would be to go to the seafood bar and have, depending on the time of day, smoked salmon, eggs, or lobster, caviar, and a glass of Runart. And then what I didn't realize until I started learning about wines is that, oh my God, there are so many choices when it comes to champagne. Champagne is beautiful, and naively, I didn't even know Pol Roger existed. I didn't know Gosset existed. So it's been a real joy learning about that. Things about Pol Roger: it was a favorite brand of champagne by Sir Winston Churchill, and it has a royal warrant. A royal warrant. Well, I bet all the royal lovers know what a royal warrant is. I did not. I looked it up, and I'm going to read it out to you so I have it correct. And I might not read it out correct either, but we'll try. A royal warrant of appointment is a mark of recognition to those who have supplied goods or services to the household of Her Royal Highness the Queen, His Royal Highness the Duke of Edinburgh, or His Royal Highness the Prince of Wales. So Pol Roger is a firm favorite in the royal household as well. Has 55 hectares in the Epernay area of France. Apologies if I've said that wrong. Best things to food pair champagne with? I think that feels to me like really obvious, but maybe it isn't, because I'd always automatically think champagne, like some sort of white food, white fish, pork. But yes, pork, tuna, salmon, caviar, lobster, oysters, mild cheeses. So the other thing that I thought was quite fun when I was doing some research into this episode was cheese straws. Cheese straws and champagne. Hell yes! I can see me sitting around with friends when friends were once allowed into the household, and just having some movie night with some Pol Roger, some cheese straws and popcorn. And the other thing, which I thought was quite cool, and of course it actually makes sense to be honest, is fish and chips. So I cannot wait till lockdown's over, and I'm going to have some Pol Roger, some Gosset, some other stuff, I have no idea what, and fish and chips dinner party. So how does it taste though? First of all, I've taken the box, I've opened up the bottle already, and you'll have seen a picture of the bottle already, because I just wanted it to keep cold. I love my champagne cold. So here's the Pol Roger. I've poured it. It's, there we are. Yay! So excited to be trying this first piece of alcohol in 2021. And it smells like heaven. No, smells like lemon. Peach, white peaches. And in the appearance is obviously pale and gold. Intensity is quite light, to be honest with you. Just looks pretty. But how does it taste? I'm just going to savor that for a moment because it just tastes lovely. It's very smooth. It's just smooth on smooth, very smooth and easy. It's very easy to drink. It is dry, but I like dry. I don't like sweet alcohol much. And there's like a sweet, like a honeysuckle, not sweet aftertaste, but honeysuckle, white peaches, almost like there's also brioche. But how will this taste after I've paired it? And I honestly just started recording and I'm 6 minutes into this and I can't remember now if I even told you what I was pairing it with. But I am pairing it with lobster. So let's see, how does it all taste? How does it work? Let's see. Welcome back to the second segment where I am now cooking the food. And as I said before, it's lobster tails. I feel like this is such a privilege to be able to have Pol Roger and lobster tails. They're from local area and I got it from our fishmonger. And so really I'm just going to keep it very, very simple. I'm going to just pan fry them quickly in a pan with seasoning and butter, throw them in the oven and for maybe 15 minutes. So as you just saw, I pan fried the lobster tail in butter and seasoning and threw it in the oven. It took about 20 minutes roughly to cook. It was slightly frozen or slightly cold. So here it is. And again, I just want to say for me, this is a real treat to have because it's one of my favorite things and I very rarely have it. And so this is like Pol Roger, lobster, I'm in heaven. A little lobster story for you. So I got a couple lobster tails because I can't just make this stuff on my own. I have to share it with the family. And when we were in Barcelona last year, actually, we went to this amazing restaurant by the seafront, and it was gorgeous. And I don't know what my husband and I were thinking, but we each got these lobsters, and we weren't even taking into account the price. We were just in, I don't know where we were. Anyway, my son was there. And he's looking, and he, you know, the waiter comes and says, "Is this the one you want? Please pick your lobster." So, of course, we pick the lobsters. Lobster goes away, comes back whatever minutes later, and there's my beautifully arranged lobster. And my child just looks at me and goes, "Is that the lobster? Is that the lobster that you picked? Did you pick it to kill it?" To this day, not that I have it often anyway, he doesn't even like looking at lobsters or prawns. He doesn't like eating it at all. I absolutely scarred him for life in eating this, but it's so beautiful. But anyway, it's more for my husband and I. And how does it taste, right? How does it taste once I've had champagne with it? I mean, so good. It tastes juicier. It's the champagne tastes a little bit sweeter, not sickly sweet or anything like that, but it just brings out I said honeysuckle before. It brings out those flavors a little bit more, like a melon flavor a bit. It tastes really, really good, and it tastes juicier, and they really do complement each other really well. So if you ever get the opportunity to spoil yourself, I do highly recommend Pol Roger 2012 vintage and some lobster. Thank you for joining me so far. To tell you that I've got lots of fun things coming up. At least I think they're fun for February. So February, you may have seen my trailer where I'm doing Romeo, Romeo, wherefore art thou Romeo? But the reason I did that is just because I have time on my hands on the weekends these days. But also, I'm going to feature next week wines from Verona, and I'm going to do some Veronian traditional cooking, which will be a risotto. One of the risotto traditionals was horse meat, but we're not going to do that. We're going to kind of improvise that a little bit. And then the following week will be some stew and a red wine. And I might be doing a paella and a white wine. And then that's February, and I'll let you guys know what we're going to do for March towards the end of this month. But it's all about love and passion and friendships as well, because friendships to me are just as important as partners and lovers and Romeos in the street. And I will feature all that. And I hope you have enjoyed today's episode, and we'll see you soon. Take care.